Hey there, sweet friends. Welcome to the Peacock Homestead. If you are new here, my name is Elizabeth. And here in northern New York, spring is finally sprung. All of my garlics are popping up, so that's super exciting. I have some mullein here, and this bed, I have 3 beds full of garlic because I wanted to make some garlic powder this year, hopefully, and then have some cloves for seed starting. So it's looking pretty good and I'm super excited. And the one bed that I did plant back here, the rectangular one, nothing has sprung yet, but that is okay. I am patient. It takes a little while for some of the garlics to pop up, but the mullein is coming in nicely. These are second year florets, so I will be getting some mullein flowers hopefully. And pretty much the whole plant of mullein is really medicinal and is wonderful to use. So right here, I found some marigold seeds in the front, so I'm really excited about that. I don't have to buy any seeds, and I have a bunch here. I'll be planting those in the front and in the back of my homestead. They actually did a good job wintering, and I collected the seeds this week. I'm just going to let them air dry and put them in a little container and then hopefully get to planting them soon. And as you can see, Ronan and Jack are becoming besties, and Jack is teaching him how to wrestle and be a doggo. They are getting along really wonderfully, and he is doing amazing. He is running, jumping, and playing and just getting comfortable at his new homestead. One of the meals I made this week was some of these carrots. These are the carrots I grew last year. So these are the last of them, which is sad, but I'm excited to plant new ones this year. And then these are some strip steak. I am going to be cooking that for our dinner tonight. So I'm just going to put these in my cast iron pan, and then I'm going to season them. I should have put them in a hot pan because you like to hear that sizzle, but I'm kind of in a hurry and I started with a cold pan, which is fine. And I'm just going to cook those till they are medium done. And that's how we like our steak here. Tom likes his well done and I'll take mine medium done. And I'm using the Kinder Spice, the blend, on my steak, and the buttery poultry blend for my carrots. And then I'm adding a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to roast these in my oven at 375, and then I just watch them, so about a good 20 to 35 minutes, and I'll flip them, and I get my steak going. They're sizzling, and that is going to be our dinner tonight. This is our first time getting a quarter of a cow, so I've never had a few cuts of meat that were in the quarter of a cow, and this was strip steak. We definitely enjoyed this. So for dinner we had the strip steak, and then we had a little bit of sourdough bread with butter on top and our roasted carrots. We also had 10 dozen eggs, and I couldn't even give them away to my friends at work, so I'm making a trip to the food pantry, and hopefully that'll help a bunch of people out. It's finally been 4 weeks and I get to try my dish soap that I made. So I made a bar dish soap about a month ago, and now I get to try it and reap all my benefits hopefully. So I'm getting the soap wet and running the brush across it, and I got my pan nice and hot, full of hot water. I'm just going to give that a really good scrub. And I'm really impressed about how it's lathering up. So you see all the suds there. It is amazing. I love the way that it cleans. I did the rest of my dishes with it, and it worked out so amazing. I am excited to have all that bar dish soap, and so I'll be using that from now on to do all my dishes. It's a nice natural soap. I know the ingredients in it, and I know who made it, and I know it is safe for me and my family. This week I broke out one of my cheeses that I made with raw milk, one of the first cheeses that I started to make with raw milk. This is a Manchego style cheese, and it's usually made with sheep's milk, but I just used what I had available to me, which was the raw milk. I figured that would make a much better cheese. And one of the cultures that I used was yogurt. So I used a yogurt culture as well as a mesophila culture. And you can use this cheese pretty early, at about 4 weeks. But I've been aging this since January, so it is extra special. And it was just amazing. It was nice and creamy and had a perfect flavor to it. So I could age it a little bit longer, or I could just use it as is and make wonderful meals with it. Or just have it with cheese and crackers. On my list of things to do this week, I had to season my cast iron pans. They were really neglected and I needed to get some oil on them and a nice season. So my plan was to get that done. As you can see, they're very neglected right now, but they will look good after I get some beef fat on them. You can use beef fat, grapeseed oil, olive oil, whatever you pretty much have on hand. I would just Google it just to make sure. And you can use that to season your pans. So this is quite a bit. I'm actually going to wipe it down with a paper towel. And I got my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I don't like to cook it too high because it does smoke out the house. So you're going to want to do it in a nicely ventilated area. And I'm going to get those in the oven, and I'm going to just cook them for about 1 to 2 hours, and they'll be ready to go with a brand new coating on all of them. So it'll be nice and non-stick when I get to cooking. So when I took these out, I did notice some oil spots. They're kind of thick. So what I did was I used some coarse salt. I poured that in there with a little bit of olive oil and scrubbed it right out. They're perfectly fine, and they'll be ready to use when I want to cook next. And they'll be nice and non-stick. And it is time to finally decant my fire cider. It's probably been time a while ago, but I haven't got a chance to decant it. I've actually been feeling under the weather and my throat has been scratchy. So it is time to start taking this as a preventative. So I'll be taking this as a preventative so I don't get any sicker, because I cannot afford to get sick. None of us can. So that's why I love apple cider vinegar. I actually got this recipe from Rosemary Gladstar. It's the basic fire cider recipe, but you can make this in so many ways and just make it your own. That's the fun about making fire cider. So the way that I take fire cider is I'll take a bottle of water, 20-ounce bottle of water, and I'll add a shot of apple cider vinegar to it. And I'll just add a little bit of honey to taste. And that's the girly way of taking it. You could be brave and take a shot of it, but that will definitely take your breath away. Fire cider is a good way to boost your immunity. It improves digestion. It helps with respiratory problems. It's an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. It improves your circulation and it warms you up. You could use it as a cold and flu remedy and a daily tonic. For the daily tonic, you could take about a tablespoon a day, but I take a shot glass. So what I'm going to do is take 1 shot of my apple cider vinegar and pop it into my 20-ounce bottle of water and add some honey. And you can also use it as a cold and flu remedy and take about 1 to 2 tablespoons every 3 to 4 hours at the first sign of illness. The hubs and I were thinking about making a new recipe, so I came up with this snickerdoodle recipe, and it turned out so delicious. I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. Right here, I just have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and a 1/4 cup of sugar, and I mix that all up, and I'm just rolling the cookie dough, each one of the balls, into the sugar cinnamon mixture, and we are going to flatten these with the bottom end of a mason jar. And I'm only going to cook 9 because I don't want that many, and I'll put the rest in the freezer. But before I put them in the freezer, I'm going to coat them in sugar, so we can pop them out and just have a sweet treat anytime. I'll pop the recipe on the screen, and I'll also put it in the show notes for you guys if you'd like to try it. They actually turned out super delicious. They are chewy, thick cookies, and they are just amazing with a nice glass of milk. And something different for a change was really nice. I have an important announcement to make. So we are getting a few more baby goats to add to our little herd, and that will give our older goats some companions and a wonderful addition to our homestead. So these two right here will be taking, and another white little goat was just born yesterday, and so I'll be taking her as well. They're currently being bottle fed right now, so I'll be taking them in a couple weeks, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with me when I bring them home. So that's it, friends. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time, friends.